In our last talks, we are studying about the Visuddhi, purification. And there are 7 stages of purification, and we have finished up to the 4th. And in our last talk, we had to stop due to short of time and the midway about the 5th Visuddhi. So today let us wind it up. To revise briefly for the benefit of those who missed the talk. The 7 Visuddhis or purifications are: the first one is Sila Visuddhi, purification of moral virtue. For a worldly being in household life, minimum 5 precepts, observing 5 precepts, will purify one's moral virtue. 5 precepts, though it is 5 precepts, Buddha always praised this as nature sila. Nature means, as you know, permanent. One should permanently observe these 5 precepts if one is bent on spiritual progress. And it is also said as Ariya Kanta Sila. Noble person, they adore, they cherish these 5 precepts. So for a worldly being, minimum 5 precepts. And on occasions like Uposatha days or like these meditation retreats, 8 precepts, whenever one can. So these observation of moral virtue purifies the moral virtue. And that's why by observing strictly these precepts, one achieves Sila Visuddhi or purification of moral virtue. So regarding 5 precepts, 8 precepts, most of you are familiar, and we've been from time to time elaborately explained what that, so we don't need to elaborate further now. And after purifying sila or moral virtue, the spiritual progress, one is bent on spiritual progress, must next purify one's mind. Citta Visuddhi. The second purification is Citta Visuddhi, purification of the mind. Why do we need to purify our mind? For an undeveloped mind or untrained mind, the mind is usually influenced by mental defilements, and Pali we call kilesas. So when mind is influenced by kilesas or the mental defilements, the mind is said to be impure. So it will be a hindrance or impediment or obstacle in one's spiritual progress. So that's why we need to purify the mind. Citta Visuddhi. Then how to purify this mind? That too we have many times explained to you already. And that is what you all are practicing also. 4 foundations of mindfulness. Briefly, Kaya, Vedana, Citta, Dhamma. Kaya means Kaya Nupassana Satipatthana, contemplation on material phenomena or physical phenomena or bodily phenomena. Then Vedana Nupassana Satipatthana, contemplation on feelings and sensations. Then Citta Nupassana Satipatthana, contemplation on the mind. And Dhamma Nupassana Satipatthana. And best leave it untranslated. It is Dhamma Nupassana Satipatthana. That we have already explained. In your practical exercise, if you can take up any object that arises through 6 sense organs of eye, ear, nose, mouth, body and mind, and that amounts to Dhamma Nupassana Satipatthana. By practicing these 4 foundations of mindfulness, one can purify the mind. While meditating on these 4 foundations of mindfulness, you eradicate or you suppress. We cannot eradicate it completely. We can only suppress these mental defilements. Mental defilements are kilesas or defilements. Here, most commonly encountered are grouped into 5 groups, 5 hindrances. Hindrances are obstructions, impediments to meditation progress. They are 1. Kama chanda nivarana, passionate thoughts or sensual desire. 2. Vyabhada nivarana, ill will or anger. Then tina medra nivarana, sloth and torpor. Then audeja kokucha, restlessness and remorse. And number 5 is vichikecha, skeptical doubt. So at the beginning of the meditation, before we can establish some kind of concentration, these defilements usually obsess our mind, and that's why they are called hindrances. So when one has settled in the meditation, mindfulness and concentration become strong, then these nivaranas are suppressed, and that is moment is called Citta Visuddhi, purification of the mind. So as your meditation improves, and when these nivaranas or hindrances are suppressed, then the mind becomes calm, peaceful, and seeing the objects or become clear, and all the faculties become harmonized. Then you start seeing the Dhamma which mind starts investigating the Dhamma. And the first insight that develops for such meditator is Nama Rupa Parichira Jnana, the mind and the matter. Like in sitting meditation, when you are noting rising, falling of the abdomen. Rising, falling of the abdomen is the movement, the element of motion is Vayodhatu. Vayodhatu is a material phenomena or matter. And the mind that is noting as rising, falling is mind or just a cognitive faculty, mental phenomena. So the two things become clearly distinguishable. One can discern very clearly between mind and matter. And that insight or that knowledge or that understanding is called Nama Rupa Parichira Jnana. And that is the purification of the mind. We call purification of the view or understanding. Deity Visuddhi, the third of the 7 Visuddhis or purifications. That we have many times and very often explained in detail how to identify mind and matter in your practical meditation. Like sitting meditation, rising, when you are noting rising, falling is rupa, because it is an element of motion, Vayodhatu, one element. Then sitting, touching to sitting, the body sitting is rupa, and the mind that is noting is nama, mind and the matter. And Manupassana Satipatthana, when you are noting seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching. Seeing the eye and the object, visual object is rupa. The seeing consciousness that arises from that contact of phassa is nama, mind and the matter. So also now when you are here noting the hearing, now you are hearing my voice. The sound in the ear, your ear is rupa. The hearing consciousness or just simply hearing is by nama or the mind and the matter. So that this one must clearly perceive and must be firmly impressed, so that this will help you to eradicate the Sakha deity, the personality belief. There is actually no person involved, just conditioned phenomena of mind and matter. Because of the body, then there is a noting. Because of the noting, then the knowing, etc. So one condition supporting another, conditioning another. One condition, another condition, like that. So this is a chain of reaction. So the first step to discern for a meditator to purify one's view or understanding is this Nama-Rupa Pariccheda Jnana. Please be sure that you can clearly understand and intellect the world from your mind. Then after firmly established in this insight, firmly, as I use the word firmly established, you must experience yourself, not only just understand what I am trying to explain or what you read from the book. You must really experience these in your own practice. Many yogis can report the actual experience of this Nama-Rupa Pariccheda. They said, while noting rising, falling, or sitting, touching, a person sitting is one person, and as if another person is standing and watching the sitting person. The two things they can discern. So like that one must experience. As we have often said, the knowledge is three types of knowledge as according to commentaries. One is Sutta Maya Jnana. This is a general knowledge. By listening to talks or by reading books you gain some knowledge. That is we call Sutta Maya Jnana and commonly used as general knowledge. The another is Chintamaya Jnana. Chintamaya Jnana is the knowledge you gain by thinking. Like first philosophers and scientists, they started thinking. As you all know, Newton, while he's passing nearby an apple tree, apple fall, and he started thinking why the fruit, when fall, must come down to the earth, and he expounded this gravitational law. So these are, we call Chintamaya Jnana. The knowledge came by thinking. What is important is the third one, Bhavanamaya Jnana, by your own personal insight or intuitive experience you gain by practice or meditation. That is what we call Bhavanamaya Jnana. So these insight or must be experienced by your meditation or exercises, and then only it can be Bhavanamaya Jnana, true knowledge. Then after firmly establish this first insight, you all are instructed to note the intentions in every movement, especially the major movement, like when you want to change from sitting to walking meditation. The intention to get up will arise in the mind. If you watch your mind carefully, then that is intention, is the cause, and all the movements involved in getting up is result. So cause and effect relationship. And before start walking, if you know intention to walk and then walk. So intention to walk is the cause, and that walking movement or taking steps is a result, cause and effect relationship. So also when you are noting hearing, the sound in the ear is the cause, the hearing consciousness is a result. So everywhere you come to realize there are cause and effect relationships. And in our last talks we have already explained. By clearly comprehending by your own intuitive personal experience of this cause and effect relationship, you'll be able to overcome all the doubts. And that is what is meant by the fourth purification we call Kenka Vitarana Visuddhi. Purification of mind by overcoming doubts. That we have gone through one talk. And these two insights are very important for you all to develop and experience yourself. Must repeatedly experience until it becomes intellectual and your mental stream. The importance is stressed by giving example. In any building, they must have a good foundation for the building to endure or last longer. So if no foundation, then no building can last long. It's easily collapsed. So also, to gain upper level of insights, one must clearly understand, clear comprehension of these two insights. The first one, Nama Rupa Parikshita Jnana, the discriminating knowledge between mind and matter. And the second one, Pacchaya Parikaha Jnana in Pali, the discrimination between cause and effect, the understanding of cause and effect relationships and conditioning of phenomena. After suppressing the hindrances or nivaranas and establishing in these two insight knowledges, then the mind becomes more wise or more clearly understand the Dharma. And the next stage one realizes, as we have already explained, Sankhata Lakkhana of every phenomena. Any phenomena has three phases. Beginning, Upada, the middle phase, Titi or static phase, and Bhanga, the solution phase. Like now, while you are noting the rising, falling, for the abdomen to rise, there must be a beginning, Upada, then actual rising, Titi. Then this rising cannot continue forever. After just a split second rising, it has to stop. The stopping is Bhanga or dissolution phase. Upada, Titi, Bhanga, arising, static movement and dissolution. And this conditions the abdomen to fall back. So beginning to fall, falling process to there is a beginning, middle and end. Beginning, middle and end. So also now when you are noting the sound as hearing, you begin to hear a sound, and just in a split second the sound passes away. So the beginning, middle and end is everywhere. And realization of that three phases of a movement, we call trial of a movement, is what we call Sammasana Jnana, the discriminating knowledge between these three phases of phenomena. One meditator may stay for some time with this insight, sometimes experiencing all the three phases. Sometimes one can experience only one or two phases, like beginning is clear, middle is not clear, and the solution is clear, like that. The mind. And it will pass to the stage where the middle part is missing and the mind can see only arising and passing away. The first and the last phases, Upada and Bhanga, arising of any phenomena. Like when you are noting hearing, you begin to hear a sound, then pass away, hearing and passing away, hearing and passing, so also, and other sense perceptions. So that stage is called Udayabhaya Jnana, the insight of arising and passing away of all phenomena. At this stage, one has to be careful because one can gain some extraordinary experiences in meditation. And they are described as Vipassana Upakilesa, meaning Vipassana Upakilesa. Directly translated, defilements of Vipassana, or insight, defilement of insight. Actually, they are not defilements. They are good mental qualities, but one can usually get attached to it, and then it becomes a defilement. In a sense, not evil defilement, but it can be an impediment to one's progress. So here we have to be careful. And there are 10 such kind of extraordinary experiences one can realize at this stage. Then Vipassana Upakilesa, or 10 defilements, or you may call it much preferably imperfections of insight. Actually, they are not defilements, they are good mental qualities. But the thing is, one can be liable to attach for these experiences. That's why they are classified as defilement. Actually, they are imperfections. You better translate it as imperfections of insight. Then, the first one is obhasa. Pali word obhasa means light, effulgence of light. One may feel some light surrounding oneself, or one may feel as if some light is emanating from one's body. This is due to a good meditational experience resulting in rapture. And one may feel, and though the eye is closed, in the eye one may see brightness or light around one or somewhere, and one's vision. So that is we call obhasa. That can be experienced during this stage of insight, which is called udayapaya jnana, arising and passing away knowledge. And the second experience one can have is jnana. Pali word jnana means wisdom or knowledge or insight, we call it. At this stage, the insight of namarupa parichita, or insight of pachya parikaha, or mind and matter, or whatever one observes, one can clearly see. Like the moon when it is devoid of clouds covering it, then one can see clearly the moon like that. So all the insights, what we have mentioned, for you all to experience, one can easily see. And this is what we call jnana. The number 3 is, in Pali we call piti. Piti is rapture. Rapture too, we have many times explained. There are 5 kinds of rapture, and one may experience one or some of these 5 kinds. So piti means rapture. Because of one's experiencing these extraordinary experiences, and one's noting become clear, and understanding of Dhamma become more clear and keen, then satisfaction arises, and this is what we call piti or rapture. I think 5 kinds of piti or rapture you all are familiar with. Just to mention briefly. The first one is Kotaka piti. Kotaka means minor rapture, like you feel chills and goosebumps in the skin, or standing of the hair and chills. This is we call Kotaka piti, minor form of rapture. Then Kanika piti. Kanika piti is the bouts of chills and joy or delight, like a lightning flashing in the sky. So that is the Kanika piti, momentary rapture. Then the third one is Aukantika piti, meaning overcoming by like sea waves. The rapture come in waves, and that is Aukantika piti. And the 4th type of piti is Ubeka piti. Ubeka piti means levitation, like feeling very light. While sitting, one may feel as if one's buttock is not touching the floor or the cushion, as if one is lifted up. So also in walking meditation, one feels so light that as if one is walking in the clouds. So that kind of sensation or experiences we call Ubeka piti, levitation experience. Then the 5th or the last one is Parana piti. Parana piti is like the cotton wool is soft and touch, but if it is soaked in oil, it is much more softer and very subtle feeling you get. So also this, when this it is called pervading or suffusing rapture throughout the body, one feels so subtle and soft and gentle. And that's how you experience these five sensations or feelings, and you must note as rapture or piti. When these rapture or delightful interests become subsided, one mind become tranquil or serene, and that is passaddhi. And after that one feel happy, sukha. Next is ati-mokkha. Because of these experiences, extraordinary experiences one experience, then one's saddha become aroused very strongly, and that is we call ati-mokkha. One determination become very strong, and one wants not to quit the meditation. One wants to carry on as long as one possible. Then the next is pagaha. Because of this ati-mokkha or strong saddha, one exerts more in meditation, and that is we call pagaha. The next is upadana. Upadana means clearly comprehending all the insights one is observing and developing or realizing. Then comes upekkha, equanimity. The ninth one is upekkha or equanimity. And the last one, number 10 is nikanti. Pali word nikanti means delight or craving. One can be delighted in these experiences, and though the meditation teacher asks the one just to keep on noting, not to dwell in any of these experiences long, because it will become an impediment. That's why they are classified as impediment, because they are so good and so extraordinary in experience, one can get attached to it.